What's up, traders? Welcome to today's Equity Empire Chart Analysis session. When most investors are throwing darts, we're looking for clues in the charts. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the chart on Robinhood Markets, symbol HOOD. And when we take a look at the chart, we're simply going to be assessing two things. One, what's the direction of the trend? And two, are there support and resistance levels that we could use for either a quick bounce trade or potentially for a longer-term position at a lower price point? So let's get right into the action. To assess the trend, we're simply going to look at the two most recent highs and the two most recent lows. And you'll notice as they move from left to right, the lows, the highs are moving lower. And as they move from left to right, the lows are equal, okay? So if we got lower highs and equal lows, that is a sideways trend. So for the first time, basically since the start of April, when we had higher highs and higher lows, for the first time we have lower highs and equal lows. So start of a sideways trend potentially. Okay, but the low was not broken, so we have not started a downtrend yet. So what we're going to do next is we're going to look for a support level for either a quick bounce, if you want to be a trader, or if you're a longer term investor and you're just going to look for a lower entry price support level. We've got another one lower to consider, okay? So our first support level to consider is right here in the 131 to 119.96 price range. You'll notice that that support level was formed in late September, found support in late October, and found support there again just on Friday, okay? And it looks like we're going to, at this point, in the pre-market session, it looks like we're going to gap up about 5 points, okay? So you can use this support level if we can pull back into that level again, either on Monday here or later in this week. That is a potential trade. You'd want to put your protective stop just below that level, somewhere in the, let's call it the 118.21 range. Because if that 119.96 level is violated, that could be the start of a downtrend. So you don't want to enter a position and just hope and pray that a downtrend is going to stop at some point. Yeah. So entry point in the green, protective stop in the red dashed area. Now target, we'll look for a resistance level for our target, and that would be where price stopped going up or ran into a price point or stop had reversed before. And that'd be somewhere in the 149.90 to 153.62 price range, okay? So you notice that that formation was formed in early October. We have knocked on that ceiling a few times. So that's right now, that's a resistance level we need to respect if price heads back up there. Now, if we can break through that, that's a completely different trade at that point, okay? So our entry point would be in the green, target just in front of the red. And the way you would construct that trade is to place a buy limit order at 131.10, protective stop just at that, somewhere in that red dash line area, target just in front of your resistance level. And that trade right there has about a 1.4 to 1 reward to risk ratio, which isn't ideal. We'd be looking for something more than 2 to 1 reward to risk ideally. So if that's the case, we'll just lower our entry, our buy limit order, until we got 2 to 1 reward to risk. And that would be at 128.70. So entry at 128.70, protective stop at 118.21, target just in front of 149.90. Now, if you wanted to be a little more conservative on your entry, and you'd be looking for a much lower price point, if you can get it, you might not get it. But if you're like Warren Buffett and you like to buy quality merchandise when it's marked down in price, there's another support level right down here to consider, and that would be in the 102.69 to 90.89 price range. So entry in this green area, entry in that green area. Obviously, you enter in the lower green area would have a much greater reward to risk ratio, but it might not get filled down there, okay? Depends how aggressive you want to be. So here's two potential entry points for either a quick trade or a longer term position in Robinhood markets. So let's wrap up the session. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with more technical analysis later this week. In the meantime, wishing you the best of luck in your trading and investing, and we'll see you soon.